Program Director, the Ambassador of the Republic of South Africa to France, His Excellency Mr. Rabu Mulekani, the Sub-Prefect of DIG, Mr. Jean Eric Winkel, the Ambassador of the Seychelles to France, His Excellency Mr. Louis Sylvester Radicont, the Ambassador of the Democratic Republic of Congo, His Excellency Mr. Ieka, Major General Tessia Jacobs from the South African Air Force, representing the Chief of the South African National Defence Force, the Mayor of Alberta, Mr. Guy Seneca, military veterans, military officers and officials, elected representatives, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here today, as we do every year, to remember the sons of Africa lying here in this cemetery and elsewhere in the France and Europe. They heeded the urgent call of distress and responded without any hesitation and came to the aid of those who needed them far away from their homeland. These men we came to commemorate today were recruited from October 1916 to serve in the South African Native Labour Contingent, and then from February 1917 served in Cape Auxiliary Horse Transport companies. They were not allowed to bear weapons. Their duties was to provide the indispensable support to the white racist army fighting units. More than 21,000 men enlisted for service in France. Many of them served in the forward areas where they were exposed to the dismal scenes of the battlefield. Most, however, served at the major French harbors Le Havre, Boulogne, Calais, and Dunkirk, where they were engaged in offloading the millions of tons of ammunition and supplies necessary for continuing the war on the Western Front. It is important to note that black South Africans were not allowed to fight during the Great War. Those who were deployed to the battlefields were tasked to repair roads, fell trees, dig trenches, etc. Their sacrifice and determination against all odds remain an inspiration to us. Let us not forget that after the First World War, the whole world hoped for lasting peace. That war was supposed to be the war to end all wars. History has taught us since and still teaches us every day that barbarism, tyranny, hatred, and intolerance can resurface at any time if we forget, because forgetting is the one real enemy we must fight with determination. Mr. Sub-Prefect, this year is very special in that we will be marking the centenary of Armistice, which marked the signing of the peace treaty to the end of war. This coincides with the centenary of two struggle giants of our revolution who championed the fight for human rights and justice in our country and the world. The late former President Nelson Mandela and Ms. Albertina Sisulu. This centenary should serve as a catalyst in ensuring that the growing populism that is slowly unfolding in Europe is reversed at all all cost. It should be a reminder of the horrors that racism and intolerance can bring among the peace-loving people of the world. The ceremony we are holding here today is not just an ordinary gathering. It is an act of remembrance, a tribute, a friendly gesture for sharing their time with South Africans and for providing such a beautiful setting for our fallen heroes. I would also like to recognize the collaboration that we have with the Commonwealth War Graves Commission in ensuring that these grounds are in an immaculate condition. We take this opportunity to make a solemn plan that this cemetery designation be reviewed and named the South African Cemetery. I would also like to acknowledge the participation of the pupils from Combattants Elementary School. It is through them that their memory will be perpetuated. We are encouraged by your commitment in supporting us in this event. I'd also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Mayor, Mr. Senegal, and the people of Alberta for hosting us in their town, and recall with fond memories that this town has granted the honor of the freedom of the city to the South African National Defence Force in 2016, and will forever be grateful for that gesture. And I